Okay, this here is my review for May 23rd. First up here, WB, Weibo. Weibo tricked me in, got in on my breakout like I wanted, and did not hold as a breakout, so I took my short little loss right there below the failed breakout level. No trades there after that, came down, blew through completely every level that I was watching below that, so nothing to do further on that. Next up is CCI. Crown Castle gave a nice indecision candle here on the 5-minute. $100 stock, pretty wide range as far as the spread, so not a huge position here, but did take a green over green break there on the open. Followed through very nicely all the way up over 101. My target was 101 on the previous video, and once it came back down to that level, went ahead and got out. Did leave some on the table as it did go up to 101.22, but I got a little greedy there, cost me a little bit. Next up here is ENB, Enbridge Inc. No entry there on the opening push up, came right back down, sold off. A couple of inside candles here. Once I got a break over that inside candle, triggered me in as it came over my level that I was watching as well. Ended up being a fairly decent trade, not huge. No follow through once it came up to the highs, and held my stop a little bit too long and kind of left a little bit more on the table there. Still wasn't a loss though, so that's okay. Next up, EPD. EPD gapped up on the open slightly, put in an inside green candle, and I took a trade just above. Put my stop a little bit further away than what I would normally do. It's not a very fast moving stock, so it's still within my tolerances. It's very, very small risk there for that trade. I did not put my summary up here. Anyways, it ended up being a 20-cent gain, nothing huge. Like I said, it doesn't move very much, so this whole choppiness, just kind of let it go as long as possible. My plan here was to hold it throughout the day as long as possible. Once it gapped up over this 50-day simple moving average, there's nothing telling me that there was no reason to get it, or no reason to hold it. So overall, it was a nice trade there. Next up here is GT, Goodyear Tire and Rubber. Opened up, triggered me in on the initial push above my level, and took me right back out as it came back down and failed on the breakout. Nothing big there, just a small little 7-cent loss. Put in a 5-minute bottoming tail here, took a entry on that green over green break, and rode it up well up over 32. Another one where I could have gotten out a little bit of a better position, but it was just a little greedy today. I don't know. I guess there's no other way of putting it, but overall it ended up being a nice trade there. It did end profitable on GT. Next up here was Schw Xlf. Opened up a lot of indecision, didn't even come close to my level, pushed down, held at the lows of the hammer candle I was watching. Good consolidation pattern here. It told me it was either going to break to the downside or get a reversal and come up. And since it was already on my hammer scan, I was already bullish biased. Took an entry on the break above this little consolidation with a stop just below. Ran all the way up to my level, just peaked above it, consolidated above. I actually added as it broke above here, kind of doubled my position, and rode it all the way up until it broke over 39. Ended up being a very good trade there. That's just another one where I was getting a little greedy, and it actually paid off. Next up here is XLF. XLF didn't break on the open, but just like Schwab, put in a consolidation pattern here down at the bottom. Took an entry just above that consolidation, rode it up all the way. And since XLF doesn't move a whole lot, there's nothing really that scared me out. Once it broke above my level, just held my stop here until I actually had to shut down early for the day and let my stop loss around 23.60. I think I had it at 23.62, which was just the low of this candle, and I may have gotten a little slippage there after I left. So overall, it was a decent trade there. Today there was 1 loser and 6 winning trades.